Hello, I'm Dana and welcome to the video on how to fan lace any corset. First a little history and then we will get into it straight away. Fan lacing corsets been around since the 1800s, offering a much needed convenience, that being the ability to tighten the corset without anyone else's help. Okay, so you can see in the photo they were very fashionable and as well as functional. So, however, original fan lace corset was designed with the laces sewn together into a lacing panel. Okay, so if one lace were to break, you would need to either resew in a new one or replace the entire lacing panel. But in 1921, an American guy named Samuel Higby Camp of Jackson, Michigan, patented a solution to this problem. Camp patented a metal slide, shown here in the picture, this is the actual patent, that allowed the laces to remain independent of the belt. So, if the laces break, you could easily replace just the laces. Great, okay. So, this was a great idea. However, Camp saw the corset to be more of an undergarment to use to improve health. He said even go to the extent of touting it as surgical, air quotes, benefits. And as you can see in this one, not very attractive. So they were now resigned to being worn strictly as undergarments. So what happened? Frankly, I don't know. But because in my opinion, fan lace corsets can be strikingly beautiful and everyone into corsetry should know on one, and no matter if you wear it inside or on the outside. So other people are thinking this way too, and you can purchase a modern dedicated fan lace corset, which I did, and after learning about its history and how it worked, I realized that with the Camp slide device that any corset could be fan laced. So I searched for the tutorials on YouTube to see how to do this, and didn't find any. So I made this one. Okay. If you are already invested in a corset or multiple corsets, and you want to try the fan lacing, I'm going to show you how to do it. So first, let's take a look at all the supplies you will need. Okay, big reveal. You're gonna need slides for your first thing. These are a pair of 5-hole. They come in 5-hole and they come in 3-hole. And these, if you look, these are the same slides from 1921. The exact, well, not the exact same ones, but the design has not changed in over 100 years. Can you believe that? Amazing, huh? Okay, so you need to pair these and talk about which set each, how many grommets you have in your grommet, in your corset. You'll also need 1 inch of polypro tape, waist tape, belting, or satin. I highly recommend the first time you do this that you use the polypro, because when you learn to tighten, if you tighten with the satin and it turns in the clamp here, if it turns just like this, it goes this way, it bunches into this, and then it becomes a big mess, and you can't use the polypro first, then you can switch. Then you'll also need fan lacing. Okay, any fan lacing will do. I personally like 10mm double-sided satin because it looks the most beautiful, and even if you're the only one who sees. But this is my preferred. So that's that. How much do you need? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I could say I don't know, I could say a meter greater than your normal lace for your corset now, but I'm not going to recommend that you just go do that. This is cheap. This double-sided satin, it's 20 meter for like 7 US. Okay, so you take it, you put the whole roll out, and then you tie the knot in the middle, and you start lacing. Okay, and then when you figure it out, you can have long laces at the end, measure, take it apart again, and then measure, and then you'll know what you actually need. Okay, and then of course with 20 meters you'll have a spare in case the first set breaks. Well, believe it or not, that is it for the supplies. Notice the best part, no sewing is required. Okay, and I hope you're not disappointed about that. So let's go on to the lacing. I forgot to mention that all the links to the supplies are in the description. This is the non-fan lace corset we're going to use to turn into a fan lace corset. As you can see, it's a standard under bust corset off the rack. Cotton coutil poly liner, and it's got spot brooch with eyelets. Really, guys. Okay. Anyway, but as you can see, there's no external belt or waist tape on this because a dedicated fan lace corset has a belt sewn. Let me find. Okay, where are you? Come. It's a freaking house of horrors here. Okay, here. Let me get this one. Okay, this fan laced cincher. You can see here the belt is sewn in, so that's how we know. But this you could always take it off and make it regular, but you see the idea, right? The only difference is the belt is sewn in. Now, I didn't do the sewing because it makes it simpler for you the first time, but of course if you want to sew in, you can do whatever you want. Okay, not for you. We don't want you. We want to do this one. Okay, most important thing, you must know your gap. Okay, very, very important. When you close, if you don't, if you fully close, you fully close. But if your gap is, let's say, 2 inches or roughly 5.5 centimeters, which is what mine is, then you start here. This is the bottom. We're going to go this way. So the next thing, I'm not going to lace, by the way, with a modesty panel, just to keep everything simple. Next thing, slide placement. First of all, the right way to put the slide. The slide has 2 sides. This is the smooth grommet, and this is the rough edge. Okay, so this is the correct way. And also it has an arch like a bridge. So when it's correct, smooth arch here. Okay, this way here. Same. We look smooth. You only make this mistake once. Okay. Now, so we want to place the slides about 1/3 to a half across the waistline, because this is what it will look like when you are fully tightened. This is important because it's kind of tricky, because you can't be too close, because if you're too close and you pull, which I'll show you, you can't be too close. You have to, if anything, add on the side of it bigger, further away, and maintain the gap. So how do we literally fan lace this thing? Okay, in regards to regular lacing, there are many ways to lace a corset, as you know, but with the fan lacing, the choices are limited due to the mechanics of how the corset is tightened down when it is fan laced. So for the actual lacing, rather than showing you, the speed version of some of the lacing, instead, I think a more effective way is to show you this lacing diagram I made here. Okay, there's a lot to take in here, but if you follow the colors, should make it very clear how to lace it, and you can just pause the video or take a screenshot of this. You'll have it when you do yours. This shows the corset fully closed. The reason I do this is because I want to show you where the laces actually cross over. You can see how they go between each of the grommets here. This is important because you don't want it to bind up. So that's why this is shown. But you must lace your corset with the gap. Very, very important. Okay, so this is a 10 grommet lacing, not 12. Why? Okay, so we do this because I need a little more space up top, so the fan more there, so it gets a little looser on the top, and on the bottom I need to make it more tight. So that's why the knot is where the bow is, so that everything goes a little bit tighter. Okay. So if you want it fan laced completely, you just use the center holes on each of the slides, and you put 2 ribbons in each of the center holes, and you get the top and the bottom fully fan laced if you want this. No problem. Okay, let's look at some of the things, the details of underneath the cross straight lace. Underneath, the blue is always through the hole over, through the hole over. That's what is to remember, and when you're lacing the underside there, when it goes over. The other thing to see is, to keep it simple, the right hand side is the low side and the left hand side is the high. So the left hand side crosses over the right hand side. You can see that all the laces on the left go over the ones that are touching on the right. So that's it. We'll check it later, and when I'm going to go do this lacing off camera now, and next thing you will see is this corset laced. Okay, we're back, and we have fan laced this corset, and let's just see how we did. Okay, first, fan lacing is not easy. Okay, for your first time, take your time, be patient. You're gonna make the mistakes. Don't worry about it. Just pull them back out and redo, because I make mistakes all the time, so it's fine. So just be, don't worry about it. Just take your time. Notice how far I had to go with these slides. Like I said, 1/3 to 1/2. Well, this is like a half for sure, because this, of course, it is stupid small for me. I guess I had delusions of grandeur and wanted to tight lace, whatever. It's too small, so I had to go far out. Okay, but farther out is better, and I'll show you in a bit why. I need to say here that the fan lacing is not for tight lacing. Okay, very important. Maybe like a 2-inch reduction is fine, but if you start to crank hard down on this sucker here, you pull hard, it's gonna dig into the fabric and it create a hot spot on your body, and it's not for tight lacing. Maybe 2-inch reduction, fine, but when you start going, when you start to do too much, it's not good for you or the corset. Okay, let's do some of the important checks that I talked about in the diagram. First, the left hand side, as you remember, is the high side. Okay, so the high side means nothing pulling. Okay, so I lift, it's fine, everything comes up, nothing's moving on the other side. And then I check. When I did this, you say 1 through 1, 1. Here's the 2 to these grommets here, like in the drawing, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so that's how I know it's right. And the crosses are fine, everything's fine. We've got the start here, and then the end here with the bow and the extra laces. Okay, so that's that. We have one last thing to do and we're done. Okay, is this exciting or what? The last thing, the belt. Okay, so I just gonna use the black poly because as I said, the poly is much easier to pull it first, because you don't have to be so accurate without getting it all bound up. So you take a roll like this, you start on the side. Okay, again, we don't know how much we need, so we do this little trick. We put into the buckle the wrong way. And I'll show you why the wrong way is the right way in a minute. Because the wrong way is going to give us ability to lead as much of the belt through as we need. So, put this here, go down. This is backwards for a reason. And the reason is, this is going to be the end. We don't know how much we need, so we just feed and feed and feed and feed. Just feed it like crazy. Because you don't care, you can always pull back. Feed. Tons of belt. We don't care. Feed, 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 feed. No problem. Okay. That's about, let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be okay. So, this is the part that's gonna go to the front, right across. You make sure you're nice straight here so that you don't twisted it. And you go, now this is the part that's the correct way. Go to the back, on the back slide, this through, then the top. Now this one's the reverse because this is the one you're actually going to pull on in the end. That goes through like this. You give yourself a little bit here like this to start like that. Then after we try it on and we do the initial tightening, we can figure out how much we have left so that we can cut it. But until then, take the spool like this, and then you can secure this however you want to secure it. I just have a belt for the belt. So I just do this and I tighten here. This. And it's okay. So now you like this. So that when we're working with it, it can stay like this and not before we cut. Okay, that's it. One last thing, let me show you the reason why you have to err on the side of bigger. Let's watch the magic now. We pull, because we're gonna fit it now. Look what happens. Pull, pull, pull. Stop. That's it. Now this is the difference. With the fan lacing, you can't go any bigger than this because they're bound. I know it looks like a hot mitt, but it's fine. It'll be fine when we pull back. But you have to make sure that you can get into this. Okay? You're probably going to need to feed more here just to be able to get it on. So let's do that. Let's put a little bit more into the belt. We have that. We got plenty of room. That's why we don't cut, because we may need more than this to get into it once you close. Okay, so that's important. That's why you start so far, because you can't go any more than this and still get it on comfortably, and you don't want us to make it hard to get on. So we have everything now. It's time for fitting, and when we come back, I will show you some of the tricks to use when you first do your first fitting. Okay, we're back and it is on. Yay, good job. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do once you put it on is to turn it all the way around and around so you can see it. Okay, what it look like. Now you want to check to see that when you go to pull, it's not going to bind up. It's going to be smooth. Okay? Going to work fine. The slides will go to the fabric and everything will be good. Okay? That's your first check to make sure nothing going to tear and it's going to look good. Okay? Great. Put it back. 52 with the Houston. We started the roll program. Okay. Center again. The basket is fine. I sent a line. Okay. So when you go to pull, you pull away, away and forward, away, center the belt, away and forward. Okay, check the buckles with your fingers to see, are they even? Yeah, they're even. Okay, pull away, forward. Okay, so let's look at this side. It's looking pretty good. It's starting to come in. Won't see the back yet, but to show you away, forward. To get out, this is the trick. You pull back hard. See? Back hard, come right out. Like this. So, away, forward. Away, forward. Out, back hard. Hold it back hard. Pull. It has to be flipped back to come out. Okay. Okay. So let's get this baby going. Up a little bit more. Let's see, left side, right side, left side, right side. This even, this one a little more. Starting to get the line now. Make sure it's centered. Even. Yeah, I'm not gonna go more. Okay, this is fine. Okay, center. Let's take a look this side and a look at the back. Okay, so we can see we have some problem, eh? All right, like I say, up in the top, we've got this huge gap. Sorry, folks, bad fitting corset. Okay, but this is why I say you don't fully fan lace, because you need to make adjustment. You make the adjustment up here, start to get a little bit of overflow, but okay, it's a bad fitting corset. Yeah, I know. There's a big gap up there, it's stupid. But it's gonna show. The fan lacing still looks great. Okay? The bottom, this problem to come tighter here. Okay? To see. But otherwise, it's pretty nice, huh? You look pretty good. Yeah? Feels good. Got the fairly tight here, the middle section. The buckles don't hurt, everything's fine. Got about a 2.5 inch reduction here. And that's it. Okay? So, when we come back, I will do the trims of the belt to show you how to dress the belt in the front and the fine tuning in the back. Okay? Okay, so after some fine tuning in the back, I'm going to leave this like this with the bow. What can I say? Yeah, I know. But the bottom is a little bit brought in and the lace is hidden underneath it. And it's a final way the back's going to look. Move it around. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's okay. Everything even. There's a way to make sure all the tension is even. Do the hula hoop thing. Woo! Woo! And that's it. Tightens, it's fine. Not gonna go more. Could go more, but not gonna go more. This side, the way you look. Nice. In the front, okay? To dress the front, the final dressing of the front, take this across, down, under the brow, take and roll underneath the boning. That's pretty good. I got it pretty good on the bottom. Not bad. It's about right. With the top, I miss. Okay, this one side. Get the other one. Oops. Under, around. Under, around. Okay. And that's it. Nice. The finish looks good. Yeah. So the front, the side, and the back. Okay, We did it! Yes. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to fan lace any corset. Many thanks to Corsetia.net for all the history, text, and images. To Lucy, my queen, for sharing life dedication to corsetry with us. Katarina at Aranea Black for the tutorials and everything. Go check her out. She's very good and she's hilarious. Also, Peter, a corset rookie, for all the dark web male corsetry information. And that's it. So till next time, this is Dana Candela and happy corseting.